So now that we've looked at the offense for the Buffalo Bills heading into 2019, it's time we look at that defense and see, is there room to improve on that number 2 overall ranking? Before we get into the video, guys, just a reminder, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, guys, hit that subscribe button. Now is a great time to do it. If you subscribe and you log the subscription on BewareTheStampede.com, you get an entry to win this autographed Andre Reed mini helmet. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, like this video and leave a comment. There are plenty more ways to register for a chance to win the Andre Reed mini helmet, so go to BewareTheStampede.com and see how you can enter today. Welcome to Believers Talk, partnering with BewareTheStampede.com to bring you all of the news surrounding the Buffalo Bills. Welcome to this edition as we talk about the 2019 Buffalo Bills defensive outlook for the 2019 season. Now, we all know, of course, the Buffalo Bills finished second in yards allowed last season, so we're looking to improve what we already know is one of the great units. Before we do that, however, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, because if you do it between now and August 6th, log it on BewareTheStampede.com. You will be entered to win that Andre Reed autographed mini helmet. Like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this Buffalo Bills defense. Now, we know when a defense is led by Coach Sean McDermott and defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier, we have faith in them. We can rely on them to give us a solid product, right? And we don't expect anything different this season. Again, last year, second in points allowed. Now, just because we were second in yards allowed, just because we were second in yards allowed does not mean there's not room for improvement. We've even heard Sean McDermott say he wants this defense to get nastier. You're talking about a team who had 36 sacks last season. 36 was ranked 26th in the league, guys. So obviously we can get more pressure on the quarterback. Now, we were ranked 21st in QB hits. So we were getting to the quarterback on a better rate than we were getting the sacks for them. However, we're still ranked in the 20th in both those numbers. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs, tied with 52 sacks a game, or 52 sacks last season, and that's what was the leader. We're sitting here at 36. We have some room for improvement there, and what better way to do it than get a good, maybe not good, maybe great defensive tackle in Ed Oliver in the first round of the NFL draft this season. I look forward to seeing what damage he can cause on the inside. Of course, we are going to miss Kyle Williams just for that leadership and for his quality of play. Even though he was getting up there in age, that quality of play was really good. So we are going to miss him there. But let's talk about this defense. Let's talk about some projections, how we see them doing this season compared to last season. Now, last year they were first in pass defense, and guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't see a reason why that can't stay that way this season. I know a lot of people sleeping on our corners, a lot of people sleeping on our safeties, but I am not going to be one of them, guys. There's no reason why our corners and safeties can't make this Buffalo Bills defense a top 3 when it comes to pass defense. No reason to think they can't be number 1, especially if we're able to get more pressure on the quarterback. We'll be able to get more turnovers and maybe not give them as much time in the pocket to try to find someone open. But looking at this schedule, the wide receivers we play, no reason to think that we can't finish number 1 again this year in pass defense. You look at the rushing yards from last season. Last year we finished 17th in rush defense. Again, you get a big guy to clog up the middle like Star Lotulelei. Now you get another defensive tackle that could be a stud in Ed Oliver. Hopefully Matt Milano's back and fully healthy. Tremaine Edmonds has another year under his belt. I definitely see this run defense improving. You look at run defense, 17th last season. You know, you talk about Star Lotulelei. I know no one looks at his stats and says, "Wow, he's worth the money we're paying him." But if you listen to this hashtag sports, which if you aren't subscribed to them, go over there and hit their subscribe button as well. But if you listen to hashtag sports, especially Mario, he'll talk about Star Lotulelei taking on a lot of double teams. Remember, it's a numbers game, right? You have a 4-3 defense where you have 5 offensive linemen, so someone has to draw a double team, and that guy is Star Lotulelei. And if he continues to draw that double team, that means someone's going to get open or someone's going to be able to beat that single man coverage and get into the backfield, whether it be get the running back or get the quarterback. So I look at this rushing defense, again, 17th last season. Matt Milano got hurt towards the end of last season. That really hurt us in the Colts game and the Dolphins game, I believe, at the end of the year when it came to rushing. So I look at this defense and I say definitely can improve in the rushing game. Maybe get to the 10 range, somewhere between there, maybe between 8 and 12 as well. Say with the rush defense, obviously this will make us one of the top defenses in the league once again in 2019, and that's why I expect to see these numbers increase. You look at turnovers, you look at sacks, you look at penalties. I expect to see us get better at all of these numbers this season. That's Sean McDermott's expectation. That's probably Leslie Frazier's expectation. So as fans, that needs to be our expectation as well. You can do better, then do better, period. So you look at the penalties, guys. We were tied for 9th least penalized defense in 2018, and that sounds good. We only had 99 penalties. We didn't even break that 100 mark, so we're in the top 10 as far as penalties. But when you look at the yards allowed with those penalties, we actually finished 19th. We were penalized 976 yards last year on defense. That was 19th in the league. So top 10 as far as penalties, but top didn't even crack the top 15 in yards from penalties. So we need to improve on the yards. I like seeing us in the top 10 in penalties, but we also need to improve on not giving our opponents fresh set downs because of penalties, right? 976 yards. That's a lot of yards to give up. Would love to see that trimmed down maybe to about the 500 to 600 yard range. I'm not sure if that's actually doable. I didn't see who was number 1 on this list, but I do believe that could be something that's obtainable, right? You talk about maybe 80, 85 penalties for somewhere between let's say 600 and 700 yards, and that's something that will help this defense out. Again, you're not giving your opponent easy first downs. That's always going to be something that you want to avoid when playing in the NFL. You look at the takeaways. 27 takeaways last season, was 8th, tied for 8th in the NFL. First was the Bears with 36. Again, we like seeing ourselves in the top 10. That's not that bad to be in the top 10, but that's still only like the top 30% of the league if you're number 10, right? So you want to get better than that, okay? So you're talking about maybe a top 5. If we can get pressure on the quarterback, not only will that lead to more fumbles, also lead to him getting around the ball faster, more interceptions, could easily see this team being a top 3 defense when it comes to turnovers this season. Again, only helping and solidifying the fact that we're going to be the number 1 defense in the NFL. Guys, you know it as well as I do. If you're a fan of the Buffalo Bills, you know it as well as I do. People are sleeping on this defense. Why are they sleeping on this defense? I have no idea. The only key loss we had last season was Kyle Williams, and we replaced him with Ed Oliver. Everyone else is either new, like Kevin Johnson, talk about Vosean Joseph, of course, talk about Eli Harold, some of the new guys, Daryl Johnson, Maurice Alexander. These guys are going to do nothing but help this team get better at the defensive position. And again, we only lose Kyle Williams, and I know Kyle Williams is a tough loss. Believe me, if you've watched this show before, you know my love for Kyle Williams. But in saying that, this defense can really step up this season. We saw them as number 2 in yards allowed last season, and still we look at these numbers and we see lots of room for improvement. Again, the penalties, the takeaways. Guys, we only had 36 sacks last season. That's 26th in the league. Again, Pittsburgh and Kansas City at 52. We can improve on those numbers, and if we improve on those numbers, we're only going to move up to that number 1 spot. Guys, we allowed scoring by an opponent on 33% of their possessions. So that means every third possession they got, they scored. Now, field goals, touchdowns matter. Obviously, in today's NFL, you're not gonna have too many shutouts, right? But if you could stop teams to field goals, bend, don't break. Lots of teams have that philosophy now. Then that will help out as well. 33% of opponents' drive they scored on. That actually ranked us 7th. So it's not like that's that bad. That's actually pretty good, again, in that top 10. We finished in the top 10 in a lot of categories. I'm going to challenge this team and say, let's go top 5, right? Let's finish top 5 in sacks. Let's finish top 5 in turnovers. Let's finish top 5 in opponent scoring on drives. Let's finish top 5 in all those. Let's stay at that number 1 pass defense. Let's move that rush defense up to maybe the 10 to 12 range, right? Not saying that they have to be up at number 5 right away, but you want to see that improvement. So that's some of the things I expect to see from the 2019 defense. Going into individual statistics, you look at I think Jerry Hughes will lead this team again in sacks. I just feel like there's going to be a lot more of them, right? I see Jerry Hughes easily getting maybe 10, 11 sacks this season. Shaq Lawson on the other side, maybe getting 4 or 5. And then Trent Murphy getting 7 himself. You look at that linebacking core, again, you're thinking about the defensive line. Like I said in the previous episode, that defensive line only got 16 sacks last season, and J.J. Watt himself got 17. So we need to do better at the defensive line. And guys, if we do better at the defensive line, that's going to open things up for the linebackers. That's going to open things up for that free safety blitz. That's going to open up a lot of things. And that opportunity is going to keep growing for other players to make big plays. And talk about players making big plays. You got a young guy in Ed Oliver, hungry to make plays. So as Coach McDermott said, let's get hungry, let's get tough, let's get physical, let's get mean, let's get nasty. That's what this defense is. If we're going to make the playoffs, this defense has to be a top 5 defense. I say there's no reason to believe that this defense can't be the #1 defense in the league. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I see 3 to 4 Pro Bowlers on this defense. You're talking about Trey White. You're talking about Tremaine Edmonds. You're talking about Matt Milano. I mean, it's talking about Jerry Hughes, right? You're talking about a lot of good players on this defense who can make a Pro Bowl, make a statement. Let's do it this year for the Buffalo Bills. Again, I think it's going to take a lot from this defense for the Buffalo Bills to make the playoffs. I do see our offense improving. If you saw the last episode, you know that. I see this offense improving, but I still think that the defense is the catalyst of this team. It's always been that way, even in the early 90s when we had Bruce Smith, Phil Hansen, some of the big guys there. You know, our offense was great, but our defense was just as awesome. So that's why we were able to make it to 4 straight Super Bowls. We need our defense to step up again. I know we finished second last year in defense and yards allowed. I want us to finish first. I don't want us to be behind anybody when it comes to yards allowed. I think we are good enough to be first. Like I said, I see 3 to 4 Pro Bowlers on this team, on this defense. And then with that offense, if Josh Allen get accurate, there's no reason why we can't be fighting for that #1 spot in the AFC East. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this Buffalo Bills defense. Do you think they can finish in the top 3 again this season? Do you think that Coach McDermott, Leslie Frazier have something good in the works? And we're going to see how it continues to improve. Now, if our defense finishes top 5, don't be surprised to see Leslie Frazier go somewhere else next season, but we'll worry about that next season. Let's worry about 2019. 2019, I predict the Buffalo Bills will have the #1 defense in the NFL. So again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like this video. Again, the likes help, and also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Guys, you have a chance between now and August 6th to enter for that Andre Reed mini helmet. Go to bewarethestampede.com. 4 ways to enter. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle is in the description below. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.